Hello?
What's up, man?
How, not too much. How are you?
Doing all right. Just got done eating a little deli sandwich with some Doritos, and I'm feeling good, man. I was pretty
pickle
hungry.
spear on the side?
I wish, man. I'm not that fancy.
Yeah, me too. I wish that for you.
Well, thanks.
If
Maybe
you
next
had a
time.
bag of chips, which would you have selected?
What now?
If you had a bag of chips to go with your theoretical pickle slice and deli sandwich, are you a Doritos man, or are you a classic Lay's, or what's the vibe?
Well, I did have a bag of chips. It was a little to-go pack of Doritos nacho cheese flavor.
The classic.
Yeah.
Very nice.
Not bad.
It's hard to go wrong. I mean, there's certain things in life that are just going to taste good. That's one of them.
Right. Yeah, so I'm recording right now.
Okay.
You ready to just hop into it?
Wait, what?
You ready to just to hop?
Yeah,
hop right into it?
I'm ready to break down sandwich lunches for a little while if that's the mood.
Yeah, man, let's go a full
Yeah, I don't know
90
why
minutes.
people feel. I don't know why they do the pickle based on how often people try to get rid of the pickle. I'm pro pickle, but it's a shame to see so many get dished away and kind of cast aside.
Well, I'm definitely pro pickle, but I feel like
That's a nice little tangy crunch to the meal. Unless it's a soggy pickle, then it's like, this is some bull.
I feel like too often does the pickle make the sandwich soggy, right? They don't get enough separation. Between the two.
I've seen people separately wrap, and that's the way you got to go. You got to go. You got to wrap.
Yeah.
Wrap it before you eat your sandwich. I think there's a condom saying that would have rhymed there, but it wouldn't have applied. So
you got to double bag it. That's the most important thing.
Yes, that's the one I'm looking for. Bingo, bango, bongo. I'm not a big chip guy. I don't think the chips are super necessary for the complete experience, but yeah, maybe I'm probably the outlier on that one, maybe.
See, I'm a big salt guy. I don't really add salt to things, but there was a while where I was eating like PB&Js for lunch like every day, and it just oh my god, it wasn't doing it for me because I just felt like it was too much sweet stuff. And then one day I happened to see in the little trailer, it was like a makeshift office when we were working down in the Springs. The guy just had like a salt shaker sitting there, and I just straight up dumped salt in my mouth, and it was like exactly what I needed, man.
That's probably because your body loses so much sweat when you're on a 200-degree roof.
True.
You should eat sunflower seeds or keep a bag in your pocket or something.
Seeds are so expensive. And
nuts. You're probably just dumping out. You know what I mean? Just something to suck on. Sunflower seeds might help.
Yeah, maybe. I mean,
as opposed to drinking salt.
Right. So I'm hoping that the deadly heat of summer is on its way out. I'm sure it's not, but the past 2 weeks has been like 70 degrees, a little overcast.
Didn't you guys get hail recently? Like crazy hail?
Yeah, that's actually what we're working on right now. There's like $1 billion of hail damage up by where I live.
No.
So we're not going back to the Springs, I don't think, ever again, and we're working somewhat locally, which is great. But dude, there were days that I have like a gallon water jug that I bring on the roof with me. There are days that I would drink a gallon to a gallon and a half of water and not piss once.
Sounds like you're losing like borderline unsafe amounts of sweat while you work.
I am, dude. 100%.
You should snack, man. Hydrate and snack.
Oh, dude, I'm hydrating like a mofo.
Well, that's good. That's good.
Yeah, it's not bad.
So what did I miss? I heard Zach. Did Ms. Moonbeam hop on for a quick sesh?
She did. It was it's funny because talking and I kind of addressed this in the episode too. Talking to someone in the same room when you're face to face, I feel like I was really nervous. Like,
it's very different.
Yeah, like
if we ever do one of these together, like in the same place,
it's gonna be weird.
It's gonna be messed up. I don't even want to. Actually, we can choose not to, so let's not.
Yeah, I think honestly I'd rather be in like separate rooms because like looking at her was so nerve-wracking, and I kept like, it's funny because like she's not an intimidating person at all, right?
And you totally have a crush on her, so that might have played. Made you nervous.
I've lived with her for like 4 years. There's no reason for me to get nervous talking to her, but yeah, dude, I felt like so intimidated just being in the same room, and also like I was trying to look at her, but also keep an eye on the recording as well, make sure everything was okay. I was worried about any, microphone bleed, and I was using a different mic because she was using mine. I was wondering how it was sounding. It was, when in the moment I was like, dude, this is a train wreck, but then going back through and editing it, I actually really like the episode. But I was like, man, this is bad. Like, not her fault. But yeah, it worked out. It was good.
Nice. What are you expecting? So, T-minus how many days until the conference?
I leave in not this coming Tuesday, but the one after.
Okay. Or for Matt, if Matt didn't hear us before, you're going to a podcasting conference. And you could interview people there, like little snippets of stuff of what you learn and all that. Well, maybe that would be a neat episode.
Yeah, the only thing is I'm going on an economy flight, which is like $45, and all I can pack is like my backpack, my messenger bag, and I can't fit a microphone in it. So I'm going to bring my laptop, but I have no way to like mix or publish shows. I might be able to like record people on my phone.
I wonder if you can... I guess the audio quality would be off if you just recorded sound bites with your iPhone and asked people questions.
Right. And, I thought about bringing my field recorder and like, an Shure like SM58, just something to like hold up to their mouth. But I don't think I can fit it. I need to fit like, a week's worth of clothes into like this tiny messenger bag.
Damn. Does the hotel have, are you staying in a hotel or with your sister?
I'm staying in a hotel for like 3 days, and then I'm going to San Clemente to stay with my sister for another 3.
Okay. Well, maybe you'll have access to a laundry facility.
Yeah, I'm definitely going to try to pack as light as possible, because I think it's like $50 to check a bag once you're like at the gate, in case it's like too big or something. And I'm trying to do it on a budget. You might have to
pack some sandwich lunches, man.
What was that? What was that?
Or not. I mean, you can pack. I guess sandwich lunches is pretty much the only lunch you can pack, unless you have a fridge at work. But you don't have a fridge on the plane.
Right.
Can you bring food onto a plane that is not purchased in the airport?
No.
Damn.
Like once you're through security, you can buy stuff and bring it on the plane. But yeah, it's a bummer.
Well, so a lot has happened since we spoke last. How does it feel to know that no nukes are currently in the air?
Are we sure about that?
I don't know. I will be pretty upset if, now that I don't have to do distance anymore, well, it would be untimely if it happened today. I'm glad we woke up, though, and it hadn't happened.
I think you're cutting out a little bit. All right, folks, there we go. Another call failed. Pat is on the phone, obviously driving somewhere. I'm going to try to get him back on. We'll get through this.
I think I lost you there.
Yeah, no worries, man. So
I'm realizing now that a lot of that was political, and
just now?
We usually try to shy away from that. That's my bad.
No worries, man.
I mostly just wanted to talk with you about it, whether we use it for the episode or not.
Sure, yeah.
We haven't done a highlight of the week in a while, and not to jump around, but it hit me with it, man. What's good in the neighborhood?
Ooh, going right into it.
Other than the fact that Applebee's had a bad week, and they're closing plenty of stores.
Wow. No way.
Yeah.
It's those damn millennials.
Well, I guess you can be doing good in the neighborhood without eating good in the neighborhood.
I mean, I had a couple, pretty good things happen, I guess. But I guess maybe the biggest one, actually pertaining to the podcast movement conference, There's a guy by the name of Andrew Warner. He is the founder of Mixergy and the host of their podcast. He interviews like insanely successful entrepreneurs, and they talk about like their journey, things they learned. It's basically just to get like younger entrepreneurs like learning from people who now own like $100 million companies or whatever.
Yeah.
He's going to be a keynote speaker at the podcast movement. And
yes.
I sent him an email, and I know that he likes to meet with his audience when he gives talks and stuff, and he's a big fan of scotch. So I emailed him, and I was like, hey, man, I'll buy you a glass of scotch if I can get you, for a night, just kind of like hang out and chat. And he's emailed me back his phone number and was like, definitely, man, send me a text when you get to Anaheim, and we'll meet up. And
nice.
Yeah, dude.
A glass of scotch.
Right. I was like, I will be enjoying a fine root beer, as I don't drink, but let's have a conversation. I'm kind of nervous because I don't really know what I want to talk about. This dude's like on a different level, and I really have nothing to bring to the table, I feel like. But his podcast is like what helped me realize that I was like born to be an entrepreneur. Like,
well, ask him what came after his first few weeks, his first year. What did his second year look like?
Yeah. I
mean,
I need
ask
to
him about what came next for him when he was where you are now.
Yeah. I mean, I really need to like prep some questions because once
you should record it and see if you can put it on the network, man. If he'd let you.
I wish I had good equipment, dude. I really do. Like with me.
I know, but I mean, like content's better than, I don't know.
It might be worth paying the $50 just to bring a decent mic set up with me. You know what I mean?
I mean, that's up to you, certainly, but, I mean, you're going to be in the belly of the beast,
Yeah.
Although I'm sure everybody's going to be trying to interview each other for everything.
Yeah. Also, I emailed the host of Planetary Radio, the Planetary Society's podcast. I met him at a Humans to Mars summit in D.C., and he invited me to come check out their headquarters and his recording studio, which is in an old bank vault, which how freaking cool is that?
That's significantly cool.
And I think the guys at Ad Astra have already contacted him about doing some cross promotion. And like,
yes.
if you Google Space Podcast, they're like the third one to come up behind like
Ad Astra?
NASA. No, the Planetary Radio.
Oh, okay.
Like behind NASA's podcast and Star Talk with Neil deGrasse Tyson. It's like one of the biggest. And one of the guys that does their monthly segment is going to be on Ad Astra in the next few weeks. He's like the Planetary Society's space policy expert. So I'm thinking like real big things are going to happen for Ad Astra soon.
That's great. How's Nintendo coming?
I've just been talking to Kylie and Kyle a bunch about it. I think that I'm going to interview Kylie for probably the week that I'm out of town. I wasn't planning on putting anything out, but since you were able to, you're in like your car right now driving to Erie or Cleveland or something?
To Columbus.
Oh.
Sorry. I'm driving to Cincinnati. I was in Cleveland. I worked Friday. Bachelor party for my friend Chris.
Sure.
You met him, Tall Chris from Ohio U.
Right.
He's getting married this weekend, so we had the bachelor party Friday night. We just did the walkthrough for the wedding tomorrow, and I'm going to zip down and grab Jessie, who is currently technically my roommate as of kind of today.
What?
I know. So I'm going to go back to my apartment, which I guess I can say that now, and pick her up, unload some boxes, put her bag for the beach next week in my car, and head back to Columbus for dinner with my old roommate, Danny Goodman.
Wow.
And head to New Jersey for a week, and then begin work in Cincinnati the next day. Not to totally derail what you were talking about, but that is my next 10 days.
I definitely want to cover that quite a bit in this here. Because there's a lot of questions that I have. So.
Yeah.
I
think, mean, you're probably going to have to cut out all the, we caught up on current events, so I'm probably going to cut that out anyway. So you might as well start firing away with questions so we can actually use some of this stuff.
Right. But yeah, anyway, so I'm going to, since you were able to, you called me to ask if we wanted to record for a little bit. Really appreciate that. This will give me next week's episode. And then if I interview Kylie, I think tomorrow I can put that out, schedule it for the weekend I'm gone.
Nice.
Yeah, so that's really cool. but they're just slow. It's going to be a little slow moving with them just because a lot of things they're going through with like work. They're both, I don't know, Kyle's working a lot. Kylie is still looking for jobs, but in the meantime has been doing like 3 photo sets a week for Nintendo. Like the photos that she's been putting out lately are absolutely insane, dude. Like she's working her butt off. I'll put a link in the show notes to her work on Instagram. It's some really
you guys
cool
have
stuff.
a lot going on at the network. Is this the new writer too, or
so
you're still talking about Kylie?
Still talking about Kylie, yeah.
Okay, but I mean, you've got a lot going on. You've also hired a writer at Elemental.
Yeah, and we are looking at another contributor right now who wants to write about travel. He was in the military for quite a while and has seen a lot of the world, and he wants to write about his experiences and stuff.
You should, man. Just start pumping content through that bad boy.
That's the biggest thing, man. I'm going to start
not just content for the sake of content, like
right.
You know, is kind of, I mean, but like people telling interesting stories. You know, I saw the headline for Hannah's first piece, and it was definitely eye-popping to me, you know.
Yeah.
What was it, like, I'm Hannah, and I have a problem or something?
I may or may not have a problem.
yeah. I mean, you know, interesting people saying it. I mean, there's exciting stuff happening over at good old elementalfm.com. Or, no, it's elemental.fm.
Yeah.
I don't even know I'm sorry. I'm sorry about everything I've ever done.
No, it's been been good, man.
Yeah, well, that's exciting. You should do an episode where you, even if you can't interview anybody on your trip, you should do like a self-reflection, like what you wanted to learn and what you were able to learn, and you know.
I thought about at least blogging, doing a blog piece on it, you know.
Oh yeah, for sure. That's pretty exciting.
Yeah, so I'm I'm really trying to, you know, kick it up a little bit. Definitely focusing on having some more writers and contributors.
I think that's really good, man. The travel and the self-reflection thing, you know, whatever, man.
Yeah.
It sounds like you're making interesting, good moves. It's like it's going to become a legitimate blog that, you know, very, very good is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, dude, I'm like really struggling with Squarespace right now because I can't get anything to work how it needs to in terms of having an editorial section split up into categories that doesn't like displays things differently, but it's also all in one group.
That's unfortunate because Squarespace is a huge podcast advertiser. So
I know it is, and if I wasn't doing an editorial, it's perfect. It is absolutely perfect. Right. I definitely need something a lot more powerful, and I was talking to some very nice Indian people about developing a WordPress site for me, but then I started to feel like a couple of the people were like way too pushy about like wanting to talk all day every day about stuff, and like, okay, well, you know, if you just send the money here right now, we can do this and this, and I was like, I feel like I'm getting scammed about something.
Yeah.
So I blocked all of them.
Well, you can usually tell. I mean, when your spidey senses start tingling, you know, you're allowed to ask questions and just wait a little bit, see how they respond to maybe a day of not silence, but you know what I mean, just like
right.
Send the money right here, right now. I mean, that's usually code for something
right.
screwy.
But I did task Matt with finding me a WordPress developer. I don't know if you've been checking in on our Twitter.
Bring him on, dude.
I don't know if he does front end stuff. I don't know if you check the Twitter, but he developed or he wrote a code in Python, which is like a back end programming language, to crawl our entire RSS feed. His intention was to download all of our song recommendations. But it automatically took every YouTube file in our show notes and then converted it into MP3 and was like put into a playlist. So he has like every song recommendation that we've ever made in like a playlist. And that's just like,
that sounds pretty incredible.
That's like the coolest thing to me, man. I feel like even though there's only like, you know, people.
Can you put it on Spotify, or can we get a Spotify list? I'd download that.
I was gonna reach out to him to see if, you know, we can get if there's a way he can like simply just like show us like it doesn't have to be by date, but just like a spreadsheet of like what everything was, because I would love to make a playlist.
Will you teach us your ways? I love that guy.
I know.
He's like family to us, man.
I just sent him...
Matt!
We
need you.
It's really funny because I just sent him a couple stickers and buttons in the mail, and I even said in it, like, dude, you're family now, man. Like,
yeah, you're in, whether you like it or not, you son of a bitch. So that's cool, man. Yeah, I mean, I feel like he's part of the crew or part of whatever you created and got going on. So yeah. I know we're just kind of the audio notebook of you starting a company is what our version of this whole thing is. But the Matt chapter will be an interesting and oddly Canadian and friendly one. So, well, I guess not oddly Canadian and friendly. Canadian and friendly kind of go hand in hand.
Right.
So just add a little Maple Leaf flair to the whole situation. I like it. But yeah, I'm about 10 minutes away from my destination.
Really?
Yeah, what questions did you have for me, young man?
Well, I wanted to ask, because first of all, like, so you're living with Jessie now, right? Like, you're moved in?
Yeah, yes.
Wow. What, dude,
yeah.
What is that? What was the feeling of the first night that you fell asleep with her in the same bed?
Like, well, I guess technically I was last night, so we won't technically be... You mean, like, first time ever?
No, I mean, like, as, like, two people living together.
Oh. Yeah, well, I guess maybe I misspoke. It hasn't technically happened yet.
Oh.
Because I'm going there, I'm going to pick her up, and then we're going on vacation. So that won't happen until, like, next Saturday.
Oh, okay. Well, then let me rephrase that question.
Next question, Tom. Next question.
Is your stuff at the apartment, though?
Some of it will be, including some of your microphone and stuff. They will be in a few minutes, yeah.
Oh, okay.
So there's an original stuff. Next trip, I'm going back for another wedding in Akron in like the end of the month. So I'll pop home and pick up a dresser and some books and the rest of this stuff. But I got a lot of clothes and enough clothes to start work when I get back to Cincinnati next week.
Okay. Really quick off topic, we might be canceling our wedding plans and possibly eloping because it's just getting way too expensive. So we might dip out of the Vermont thing. So stay.
Well, I don't like that, but I mean.
So stay tuned for that. Things are going to be changing. Okay. So
just try to give me some heads up as to where to be if you want your pals to elope with you.
Of course.
But I guess that's not what eloping is. So I'm just sorry for.
I couldn't do it without you.
Oh, that's cool. Can I come still? Sounds super romantic. If you've got room.
Yeah, no, we definitely want, you, Zach, Megan's two friends and parents there. If we do the minimal eloping thing, like, we definitely want you there still.
Yeah.
So back to you.
Keep us posted.
Oh, sure. I don't know. I want to hear about it. I don't really have specific questions, but like, I know when I moved in with Megan, like for the first time, it was super exciting and but you haven't like officially like really spent a full day there yet, right?
Yeah, I mean, we've been seeing each other every weekend for a while now, so it has felt like it at times, and it's nice.
So what do you have any fears about,
I guess not really. My fear was doing distance, and this part, in theory, should just be the easy part. I don't know, people have had my old workplace have been just like firing from the hip, like their opinions on marriage and babies and what age is what, just like dumping, hot takes at left and right, like steaming hot takes just coming at you dodgeball style. And I think the conclusion I've come to is, I haven't come to a conclusion because you always have an ever-changing view of everything. But
yeah,
I guess right now it's like when you grow up and somebody's part of the fam, like a brother or sister. I mean, let me change that. If you have a friend that's over for like an extra day more than they usually are, I mean, you end up getting pissed off at each other over something. You know what I mean? So I guess I don't really feel like I want to, like, let's say something goes wrong or we have a dish argument or some shit. I don't know. To me, I've had bad roommates. I've had good roommates. To me, it kind of comes with the territory to a certain degree. So I'm going to try not to freak out over the little stuff and not like treat it like just a roommate or a brother. I don't know. I feel like it's more of a family group effort thing. Like, well, whether we're pissed off about X, Y, or Z or not, I mean, we still have to eat tonight. Where do you want to go? I'll run out and get something. You know what I mean? Like, we've all grown up. We all have, have memories of what childhood was like when you were in a household setting back then, and it wasn't always easy. So I'm excited for the good parts, and I honestly, if bad parts come, then I don't know. To me, it's just part of a ride that we're both choosing to be on. I don't know, man. I probably sound like the worst 26-year-old ever to speak on a recorded file, and I'm sorry for that, but I don't know. Does that answer your question at all? I mean, I'm mostly just excited and not too worried, I guess.
So you're not even thinking about it.
I think it's going to be an inherently flawed. I mean, living with anybody, spending too much. Like, if you and I spent like a month together, just you and I, doing music and podcast stuff, I'm sure at the end of it, there'd be days where we'd be frustrated with each other and have not had the creative juices flowing, and we'd have to take a little break from each other. I mean, that's just part to me. That's, I don't know. That doesn't seem too outlandish, or to me, I guess.
Right.
So I'm just mostly excited. I basically, to me, I have a new roommate, and it's Jessie, which is like a huge bonus,
Yeah.
And yeah, we got a lot of weddings to go to and stuff to do, man. I mean, the distance is over now, so now we just have to start making up for lost time and start, getting after it.
If I had one piece of unsolicited advice, would you want to hear it?
Yeah.
Okay.
It would be, I have not turned down any of that for the past month, and there has been plenty, and I've been soaking it in.
Okay. So, very early, maybe not the first day, first week, maybe even first month, but very early, establish the deal with cleaning, because I'm the messy one. Megan is also a little bit messy because she's been busy a lot, but she's the one who cares more if things are messy.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, dude, I don't know if I've even said this on here, but we did couples therapy for a while back in February, like 2 months maybe. I
didn't know that.
Yeah, just like stupid little fights that turn into huge fights about like really small stuff, right? And everything was fine. We weren't in fear of breaking up or anything. We just thought that it could be better, so we did it. But there were a lot of fights about, like, I mean, yesterday I was up until midnight arguing about some stupid shit, mainly just because we were both tired. But
yeah, man, I think you got to know. But I don't know, man. I've been kind of on this vibe this week lately where, like, I feel like everybody's already been in these situations. Everybody's had that awkward ride home from the ball game where maybe your dad got pissed off and somebody yelled. I don't know. I don't know, man. I feel like if everyone's tired, I feel like don't say anything. Or you already. I don't know. I feel like these are just different versions of the same situations we've gone through, like,
but that's
dozens of times over with other people.
But that's what I'm saying, man. Like, me personally, I like to take a couple minutes to talk about stuff. And if I'm tired, I don't want to talk about anything. I just want to go to bed, deal with it in the morning. Yeah. Megan isn't like that. She wants to deal with stuff right then, right there, when I'm not ready.
Right.
And then that starts arguments, right? Like yesterday, it was I did the laundry and then didn't take it out of the dryer. And in my head, I'm thinking, oh, I did the laundry and I put her stuff in. That's great, right? To me, it's like easier to leave it in the dryer because then when I'm rooting around for my work clothes, I'm not waking her up by going through my drawers. So to me, I think it's a good thing. It's bothered her, right? And kind of let it fester for a couple days until she just got upset that she couldn't find something. It was in the dryer, it was wrinkled, blah, blah, blah. And it's this little thing, right? And if just like right away you establish, if you make food, you do the dishes. If I make food for both of us, the other person does the dishes. Like, stuff like that.
That sounds reasonable.
Stuff like that we waited way too long to talk about. And it seems like common sense, right? But for me, who's a little lazier when it comes to cleaning, like, I need like clearer boundaries. And when we were like in therapy talking about it, like coming up with like, kind of the workflow at home, things like really changed. And you'd be surprised how many things you think are just common sense that don't happen. And to me, I'm usually the one upsetting her. So stuff like that, you definitely want to, like, I mean, it is super awkward, having like a conversation about that, but like, I think it helps a lot. It would be worth it.
I appreciate that. Yeah. That sounds good to me. Growing up, it was Katie and John, my brother and sister, were the lazy ones with the chores. So, hopefully, I don't know. It would be interesting. They had some big cojones, to their credit. Like, my mom or dad would ask them to do something, and sometimes they just fucking wouldn't. I was like, oh my God, like, this is legendary material here. Like, obviously I hadn't been out into the world yet. We were still just children, but yeah, it's, I don't know. To me, it's like, do half of the shit and everything's fine. Like, to me, it's not that complicated, but like you said.
But maybe, it is, man. Trust me.
Well, I mean, we've spent a lot of time with each other. It's almost next spring. It'll be 4 years. So,
yeah.
I mean, we've definitely been in situations. But you're right. You know, you got to be clear about what's interesting to me is, from what I can tell, most everybody does things the way they did it when they were brought up. So, like, what their family's version of certain tasks were. So I think, I don't know. To me, I'm open to what fusion hours will look like. You know.
Yeah.
Whatever form that takes, et cetera, et cetera. But again, sometimes I can feel myself sounding like an asshole before it happens, or like some dumb idiot that just says, "Why do we do this, Tom?"
Yeah.
This is an anxiety practice. Anyway, but it's exciting. I just got off at the exit 5 on 71 near Dana Road.
Ew.
But yes, it sounds like I'm really excited for you to go to this conference, and whether you do the episode just about what you've learned or who you talked to or what it was all about, or not, I can't wait to hear about it. And yeah, I'm out of town this week, but we'll talk again soon. And I brought the mic down, so we'll be recording live from Cincinnati sooner than later. So,
dude, I'm super excited. It's gonna be good to have you back, man. I feel lonely, dude.
Yeah.
Like I really kind of cherish, recording late. Sometimes I'm like, oh my God, I don't want to fucking do this, and I'm tired and cranky. Yeah. Just want to go to bed, but I love it, man. And it's once we get into it,
it's always better. But when I get home from work, I'm like, man,
right.
It is late. I'm just waiting for that text from you to be like, no, I'll do it tonight. And I'll be like, yeah, that's fine. But no, it's
right.
It is nice, and this the audio book in the making of your first company.
Yeah,
it continues. So, yeah, cut out the first 20 minutes when we talked about nothing but this week in the news and politics and all that. Per usual. Hey, Tom, you want to cut that in about half?
Right.
But anyway.
Can you give me a song of the week real quick? We already know what your highlight is.
Yeah, pretty much. You know what my highlight was? How nice everyone at my last company was. They went out for drinks on Wednesday.
Yeah.
And they brought in like pizza, and they did a card and all that stuff. And I didn't think I had been there that long. They were all so nice. And Cleveland was home for a little while.
Right.
And that was kind of, it was definitely heartwarming. I was like, I wish. I'm so excited to see Jessie. I wish I was more emotional about leaving. But it's not that I'm not. It's just I have been waiting longer to do this thing than I was to be doing whatever with y'all. So anyway, they were all just very sweet and very nice, and I had a good experience in Cleveland.
John.
And my song is Charli Bliss, Love Me. No, it's Charli XCX, Love, or whatever the her latest thing is. Either way, pick a Charli, any Charli, and whatever tune that has the word love in it, I've been jamming to lately. Definitely summery, fun vibes. I can't help it. I don't know what it is about Charli XCX, but I'm a fan of her work.
All right. Sounds good.
Boom Clap, for example. Yeah, to me, it's a jam. It's a no-brainer jam, but what can you do?
All right, man. Looking forward to checking it out.
I am pulling into the parking space. What's your song? What should I listen to?
Dude, I went from Counterparts last week, which is like a melodic hardcore band, to I've been listening to the Moana soundtrack lately, the Disney movie.
Oh yeah, that's I like that.
So, what's the song called? Let me look it up real quick.
Something about the water or something.
Yeah, it's like How Far I'll Go.
I'm sorry for how generic that was. Like
it's called How Far I'll Go.
How Far I'll Go. Okay.
Yeah, I don't know, dude. I've been vibing it. The movie was so good.
The movie is so good.
Yeah. So, yeah.
I will check it out, and I have arrived, so I will talk to you soon, and hello, Matt. Thanks for everything. And
thanks for hitting me up. This is good.
Yeah.
And I hope you enjoy
Certainly.
your wedding and all of that. Tell Chris I said hi. And
I will. I'll pass along some well wishes and things of the like. And hi Megan and Levi, and I will talk to you soon, my man.
All right, dude. Have fun.
Love you.
All right, love you too, man. Bye.
Bye.
Holy crap. Okay, so that was Pat, as you know. He was driving in his car. We talked about possible nuclear wars for the first 10 minutes. I kept trying to get out of it, and he kept reeling it back in. That's probably going to be cut out. So again, this will be maybe a shorter episode. I don't know. We've been putting a couple of those out lately, and I do apologize. However, things have been crazy for both of us. But there's some really, really, really cool stuff coming up in the future with new writers, new podcast ideas forming and hopefully developing soon. And I'm really trying to hit it hard with this because, like I said, man, I'm going to this podcast movement conference in Anaheim, California for 4 days, I think. And the guy who inspired me to like really go for it and try to start my own company, is going to be there. Apparently we're going to go out and get some drinks. I don't know if that's like a one-on-one situation or like, I know he likes to do like group things, like round table kind of stuff. I'm really nervous about it because, like I said, I feel like I have nothing to offer. Like, I put out like 3 shows a week. Don't know how to market them, which shows in our weekly downloads. Ad Astra has about 4 to 5 times the downloads that we have. And I don't know, it's just, I'm really excited by possible connections. I hope to come back from that week in California with some new contacts and maybe some people who want to be involved with the network. I really want to be working with a partner. I work a lot better when there's someone to impress. And I feel like when it comes to co-founders or partners, 1 + 1 = 3, and that's what I'm looking for. I want to be able to be making money on this by the end of the year. I'm spending a lot, and I'll learn how to do all the things I don't know how to do, which is a lot. I don't know how to do most of this stuff. I'm still fumbling my way through it, and but to me that's exciting. It's very exciting. I'm certainly not afraid to fail. I'm not afraid to look stupid because I know that I'm still learning. And when I was working at a wood shop back in Virginia before I moved here, I was very interested in woodworking and I had never done it before. So I'm working in this shop and I was just sweeping floors for like 6 months, which was agonizing. It was so difficult to be around like 7 different guys making really cool stuff and just having to clean up after them. I felt like I was 23 or 24 at the time, living with my girlfriend's parents, sweeping floors. Like, how much of a fucking loser could I possibly be? I felt like nothing. But over time, I would stay late, like, work a 9-hour shift and then stay another 2 to 3 hours, just trying to make picture frames and fucking it up over and over and over and over and over. And every time that I fuck something up, it was frustrating, but I would not allow myself to get upset unless I did it 2 or 3 more times. I couldn't cut a 45-degree angle for a long time, and I remember being alone in the shop. I mean, just throwing these picture frames at the ground, breaking them over my knee, chucking it into like the trash can as hard as I could, because it's like, how could I keep f***ing this up so bad? Like, this should be easy, right? But then, it became second nature because I kept doing it over and over and over. And every time that I messed up, you really have to like analyze like what caused it to happen like that, and then just not do that again, And it was really good to especially be working around other guys that have been doing woodworking longer than I had been alive. I mean, there were some guys. I was 24 when I worked there, and the second youngest guy was in his 50s. So these people had been doing woodworking for like 40 years. And some people, when they make a mistake in front of someone who knows what they're doing, they'll get embarrassed, defensive, whatever. But I loved it. I loved it when they told me that I messed up, because they would come over and show me how to do it. And there was a time in my life when I was like really Christian, you know, I was like playing drums in the worship team at church, and I don't know, man, I really liked it, and that's not me anymore. But now my mom is into that kind of stuff, and I remember sending her a picture of these picture frames that I made, and I was super proud of it, because like I said, it had taken me months to like actually do it properly without just ruining everything, like having to throw the stuff away. And she said, and I kind of feel bad about this, but like she said, like, God has blessed you with such a talent or something, like you're so lucky that God made you good at this. And I texted her back, like maybe it was too abrasive, but I was like, God had nothing to do with this. This looks good because I put in the work, literally hours and hours and days of work trying to figure out how to do the simplest task. And I fucked it up, and I fucked it up, and I fucked it up so many times until I finally got it right. And it took a lot of work, a lot of patience. I wanted to just quit, but I didn't. And because of that, I got really good at it. And to give that credit away to someone or something else that may or may not exist was infuriating, because I went through all that failure and I became pretty good at it. And that, I feel like, is what inspires me to keep doing this. You know, I keep trying to do these marketing campaigns that just don't work out. No one responds. I don't know how to get people to give a shit. It's really, really hard. So when you have people that you don't know that stumbled upon your show and are like super supportive of it, it might only be one person, maybe two people, but like that changes everything. And it makes you believe that you can actually do it and grow and build something that's meaningful to someone more than just yourself and, you know, your parents who support it. But, man, I'm rambling. I don't know. I'm just excited to learn. I'm excited to keep making mistakes and growing from that. And if you're someone who's out there trying to start a new project, don't know how to, just do it, man. I mean, I launched this podcast before I had any idea what to do. I still don't, you know, I can put out a good sounding podcast most of the time, but I don't really know what to do after that. And that's what I'm learning. That's what I'm documenting through this. And just if there's one thing I've learned, it's just you got to do it. You can think about it all day, but you don't learn unless you just get out there and do it. So if you're holding back on an idea, you feel like you need to figure out all the moving parts in order to not embarrass yourself, just do it, embarrass yourself, learn from it, and then show all those people who doubted you that you don't f*** around and you can get it done. So I'm going to leave you on that. Thanks so much to Pat for giving me a call. That's really nice. And we'll be back. We'll be back in a bit. All right, guys. Love you all. See ya.